A warm good afternoon to one and all. I welcome back you all for afternoon session. We have in Industry 4.0 for this session. I would like to call Mrs. Harita for introducing our speaker. Over to you, Harita.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a great privilege and pleasure to introduce our distinguished speaker, Mr. G. Alagiri. With a vast experience as a consultant director, program manager, and mentor, sir, we are greatly honored to have you for our department webinar. And pleasure to introduce our distinguished Mr. Alagiri graduated from Bharathidasan University in Mechanical Engineering in the year 1996 and it is Masters in Technological Operation from BITS Pilani in 1998. Certified in Strategic Management from the world-renowned Harvard University, USA. He is presently pursuing his doctorate from Nottingham Trent University, UK. He started his professional career at Lucas TVS Limited as a senior manufacturing engineer and has been a high-level consultant in reputed companies like Satyam Computers, Viprotech, Pegasus Management Consultants, India, and Axel Frontline Dubai. Presently, he is working for PMC Global Systems, United UAE, and India as a consulting director. He has 24 years of experience in strategic consulting, business transformation, lean consulting, ERP delivery, and Industry 4.0 ecosystem implementation across multiple industry segments from 16 countries. He worked as a visiting faculty in Anna University, Chennai in the year 2011-12. Since 2019, he has been working as adjunct faculty in the Crescent School of Business, India, and SP Jain School of Global Management, UAE, Singapore, and Australia. He has been conducting training programs for executives for the past 17 years. Also, he mentored engineering college faculties as a part of Mission 10X organized by Wipro Limited India. Today, he'll be sharing his expertise with us on Industry 4.0. I welcome you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
over to you, Gayatri ma'am.
Thank you, Gayatri ma'am. We are very happy to have him for the session. Without any delay, I hand over the session to the speaker. I request our speaker, Mr. Alagiri Govindaswamy, Consulting Director of PMC Global Systems, to start his presentation.
Okay. Thank you very much, madam. It's my privilege
you,
to participate in this presentation. I am from PMC Global Systems, leading I 4.0 system integrator from India. Okay. The moment we talk about system integrator, the industry 4.0 got multiple technologies like IoT, 3D printing, analytics, RPA, so on and so on. And we got capability from end to end to deliver I 4.0 solutions. Having said that, we established a extended network across the world. For example, IoT, we have partners from Coimbatore. For RPA, we have partners from Germany, and so on. So, and this is our client list, a partial list. You can find Fortune 500 clients as well as leading Indian clients. You know, we are doing the I 4.0 project for last 3 years across the world. So, what I will do, I will swap between two different slides to give you a complete overview to you. Yeah. So, I think you already seen this slide, very familiar to everyone. Right now, we are talking about Industry 4.0. Yeah. What happened in the past? So, we already gone through three different waves like 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. We see that, you know, rationale behind all these industrial waves. In 1.0, it was revolved around like a steam engine, happened around 17th century from England. So almost 100 years, starting from 1784 until 1870, the UK led the world. So all other countries followed England. Yeah? And in 1870s, at the start of Ford mass production system and electricity, started another industrial wave in the world. In fact, countries like US and a few Europe countries took the lead in the whole journey. What happened? The same 2.0 went across the world for close to 100 years. Yeah. And 1970s, at the invent of microchips, the third automation journey started. So last 70 years, some countries like US, Canada, and Netherlands, Germany, they led the world. But right now, we are in Industry 4.0, wherein we are talking about multiple technologies. I think we can easily count 11 different technologies, starting from blockchain, IoT, and so on. So, okay. The problem is, and so far the entire world, we dealt with one or two technologies. Okay, 1.0 steam engine, yeah, 2.0 electricity and mass production, 3.0 invent of microchip. But what happens to 4.0? Multiple technologies. That's why industries are getting confused and also thrilled to adopt the new technologies. Okay. This slide explains the current ecosystem in place. If you go to any factory as in today, you always find some IT system running. Yeah, big companies can go for ERP system like SAP or PeopleSoft. Small companies can go for Tally system or some homegrown IT system. And also they have a separate set of assets like machineries, yeah, like CNC machines or small machines. What happened right now? Both these perspectives are running in isolation. So the IT system will give some output to the human being who is standing in between here. It is invisible. Yeah. So the human beings or employees will get data from IT system, and in fact they are going to manually operate the machineries. So what happens? Right now there is no synchronous communication happen between the two extremes, because the human being who is standing in between is going to control the entire process. The moment you talk about human beings, always there is some associated issues come into the picture. Yeah. So the industry 4.0 it is trying to come out of this parallel situation. In fact, I 4.0 it is going to put together into single ecosystem. So both digital world and the physical world is going to act as a single source, but same time it is going to maintain the distinctive feature. Okay, how it is going to happen? For example, there is a machine available, right? And right now the human beings we are operating the machine to avoid human interdependence. So we are going to put lot of devices like sensors, actuators. What happens? It is going to measure the actual parameters from the factory context, yeah, and it is going to add more intelligence to the current IT system in place, so that the IT system and the machines they can talk to each other. So in the whole process, we are going to silence the role played by the human beings. To the bottommost approach. Having said that, I 4.0 it is going to add more intelligence to the current system in place, so that both will act as a single system. Okay. That's the reason we are talking about IoT. We are talking about artificial intelligence. We are talking about analytics and source. Yeah. And also, what happens? We are going to talk about extended network. We are not going to restrict our I 4.0 not only within our factory. In fact, we want to extend to our supplier and our customers. Yeah. And the ultimate objective is the I 4.0 will work with both customer and supplier independently without any human intervention in place. Okay. So this is called as cyber physical systems. So wherever you see the CPS, nothing but how do we integrate both system into a single ecosystem. That is the ultimate objective of Industry 4.0. Okay. Now the same question some people will ask: why companies are struggling or want to go for I 4.0? There are so many reasons. Because right now I think all of us got a mobile phone, smartphone, right? Not only the end consumers, even the entire industry they are moving towards digital experience. So any company not getting into the digital mode of operation, or any company want to maintain the same brick and mortar way of doing business, and they will not get any customers. Period. Yeah, so they have to move to the digital way of doing business. Yeah, and also throughout world history, companies are struggling for operational efficiency. So they are doing a lot of initiative like a lean system implementation or TKM or balanced scorecard. Yeah, why they are doing? They want to enhance the top line and enhance the bottom line. Okay, unfortunately, right now they exhausted all options available. So the only promising option right now is Industry 4.0. That's why everyone wants to implement Industry 4.0, so that they can enhance the bottom line and they can enhance the top line. So what is the top line? More revenue. So what is the bottom line? To increase the profits. That is a typical business streams. Yeah, and also they want to acquire the new business from the world market. Okay. Having said that, There are so many components from I4.0. Okay, big data, blockchain, cloud. Okay, so there is some fundamental reasons why companies want to move to these different technologies, because if you see only this IoT for next decade, starting from 2020 to 2030, see this total revenue from IoT business almost 14.4 trillion. It's almost 5 times more than Indian GDP. The Indian GDP is 3.6 trillion. Just imagine, we are talking only about IoT. Yeah, and there is business called as blockchain and big data. All put together, easily cross almost 50 to 60 trillion dollars for next decade. So it's a very very lucrative business. Yeah, these numbers you cannot imagine in the traditional way of doing business. You can talk only in billions, but if you want to talk in trillions, the only option is Industry 4.0. Okay. Having said that, since we are moving with the multiple technologies, the companies or industries, they are going through a wheel of disruptions. Okay. So they need to implement multiple technologies. They need to get the feedback or learnings. Again, they will go for re-implementing the same thing. So it is not going to stop tomorrow or day after tomorrow. It is going to continue evolve for next few decades. So companies will be subjected to the disruption of new technologies. No other way. Okay. And you may ask some questions. Okay, right now we are talking about 9 or 10 technologies as part of I4.0. Okay. These are fine. So the problem is, all companies want to implement everything at single place. They want to go for IoT, they want to go for AI, they want to go for RPA. Okay. And another problem, it is happening across the world. If you already seen, industry 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. And the three waves, they got leader and followers. For industry 1.0, the England was the leader and the rest of the world were followers. But talk about industry 4.0, there is no leader. Okay, it is a brain game. For example, someone from Meenakshi College, they can write the world best algorithms right away. Okay, so we cannot think that people from US or Europe only write the best algorithm in the world. Anyone from anywhere in the world can write the best analytics program, because it is a knowledge game or brain game. Yeah, and fortunately, unfortunately, none of the industries can escape from I4.0. You talk about healthcare, talk about finance, talk about manufacturing, and all industries supposed to be subjected by I4.0. There is no escape. And that's the reason, companies are struggling. So which technology they want to implement first? Should they go for IoT? Should they go for AI? There is a lot of confusion in the market. Okay. And if you see this background, this I4.0, the word coined by the German government. And Germans are best in the engineering technology even today across the world. And there is a city called as Hanover from Germany. So 2011, a big conference happened, and they introduced to this particular word. And 2013, again, German government, they formulated Industry 4.0 guidelines. Okay. And essentially, there are four basic design principles from I4.0. And ultimately, we want to make a seamless integration between all four components. And unfortunately, right now, the employees, they are going to control all the components, components. Yeah. So they are putting a lot of dependence. So I4.0, it is going to reduce the dependency on man, so that we are going to add more intelligence to the remaining sectors or parameters. So it is going to communicate with others in seamless manner. That is the ultimate objective from I4.0. And as I already told, companies, they don't want to restrict I4.0 within the own factory. So they want to reach out to the suppliers, they want to reach out to the customers to make more benefit from I4.0. Okay. Yeah. So this is a typical representation of different components in I4.0. We can count 10 technologies. I think blockchain is missing. So one question anyone can ask is that 10 components are fixed. Okay. So it is not going to grow further. Okay, the answer is no. Evolving system. If next year some new technology comes, it's going to be part of I4.0. Okay. So after 2 years, 5 more new technologies come, it is going to become part of I4.0. It's an evolving system or continuum in place. For example, blockchain. So recently introduced a few years back, it is part of I4.0. And right now we are talking about Internet of People. What is IOP? For example, if I'm going to foreign countries, I need to carry my passport, right? The passport is the only evidence saying that I'm the Indian citizen, got the visa to the particular country. And assume that if I go to any foreign country, so they are going to scan my retina. What happens? The retina will tell that I'm belongs to India, and all my personal details, and it is going to say that I got visa to the particular country. So what happens? I'm going to get rid of the passport. So there is no necessity of carrying the physical passport. My eye retina will have all information about myself. Think about industry perspective. Right now, if you go to any factory to operate the machine, what I will do, I need to enter the username password, like CNC, computer numerical control machines. Then, based on my username password, someone already set some parameters. I'm eligible only for, let us say, drilling operation. I can't do any other operation. That is the way currently we are interacting with the machineries. But assume that the machinery got the ability to read my eye retina. There is no need for manual entry of username password, right? Machine will scan my retina, saying that I agree, I got certain privileges, and it allow me to do certain machining activities. So what happens? The entire system is going to treat me as a human being as one of the device in place. From system perspective, I am one of the machineries. So I got my eye retina got all necessary information. In fact, that is going to become part of I 4.0 very soon. Okay. So essentially, any emerging technology, for the sake of argument, become part of I 4.0. Okay. And again, this is very famous question: are we restricting I 4.0 only with the manufacturing sector? And the answer is plausibly no. It is a global concept, and none of the industry can escape from I 4.0. Okay. Probably the application of different technologies can vary from industry to industry. For example, if you talk about finance industry, probably 3D printing may not be useful. 3D printing is useful for manufacturing industry, but not for finance industry. But what about other components like artificial intelligence or IoT or data analytics? Definitely, we can leverage to the finance industry and as well as manufacturing industry. Okay. And if you go to the Google and put 4.0, you can find anything followed by 4.0, like logistics, energy, e-commerce, education 4.0. Okay, fine. So I will switch to the another. Fine. So here we are talking about I 4.0 assessment. What happens, when we go to the industry and everyone want to go for I 4.0? The question is, do they have the necessary capability? Do they have that capable IT system in place, or their employees got the necessary knowledge about IoT and new technologies? So we have to do the proper assessment. Then only we can advise the client. Yes, you got the proper capability. Now you can go for I 4.0, or you do some basic prerequisites. Put something in place. Then you can go for I 4.0. So this is the initiative we taken as a first player in India. It is our proprietary assessment mechanism, and we are working with like bodies like Confederation of Indian Industry and Madras Chamber of Commerce to take the assessment model to all players in India. Okay. So essentially, our model got 50 questions cutting across 10 vital organization parameters, and the executive team, they have to give the answer for each and every question in 1 to 5 Likert scale. 1 is nothing, 5 is the higher scale. And also we are going to have 1 hour interview with the executive team to understand what is that main challenges, what is that issues they are facing for last 15 or 10 years. Okay. So based on this vital information, we are going to submit the 1-page assessment report to the management team, saying that what is your current level of maturity and where you want to go to bridge the gap. What you supposed to do? Kind of digital roadmap we are going to give. And in fact, the entire initiative we want to do it on very less cost, let us say less than 10,000 rupees for each and every company. And in fact, this is one of our journal article, and we proposed this assessment model. In fact, I am one of the author. This is a sample of our questions, wherein the top portion will get the vital parameter about the organization, like which industry they belongs to, and the business, and 10 hours, so on so. And this is actual detailed questions. Okay. For example, are you ready to implement all I4 digital components? And there will be 1 to 5 scale. Okay. It means that, are you going to go for all 10 digital components, or you want to go, let us say, only with IoT as the first step in the place? The reason for the questions, we want to understand the management's digital thinking, and accordingly we can propose the strategy to them. And this is a elaborated manner of the same assessment mechanism. We talked about 50 questions, right? And we are going to gather from almost all important vital parameters like strategy and management thinking and the current company culture, current IT landscape. And from the questions outcome, we are going to see, we are going to chart out the tactical roadmap as well as we are going to advise the client about long-term, strategic roadmap. Okay. To bridge the two extremes, we are going to propose a different, suggestions to them or consulting direction to them. Okay. This is another way of different maturity level. So you can see the maturity increase as well as the company's cultural maturity level. And essentially, we are dividing the companies into 5 different categories. Number one is stage one. So where is they have to implement certain IT system to eliminate the manual work. So they can't talk about industry 4.0. It's a long way to go. Okay. And next level, okay, they need to implement IT system and also they need to go for barcode and QR code RFID to enjoy some kind of automation without getting into I 4.0. The third stage, we are advising the client to go for IoT analytics, robotic process automation, and AR, VR, and 3D printing. And once they got matured, then we are advising them to go for advanced level of artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and blockchain. And this is the ultimate stage. Okay. So this is the essence of our the assessment report to the companies. Okay. Now come to the main part of our today's session. So what we will do, we are going to take a case study company from Chennai. Yeah. And we are going to apply all 10 or 9 industry 4.0 digital component so that you can able to appreciate or understand how we are going to apply different I4.0 components to a real company from India. And a small disclaimer, we are doing a lot of projects for a lot of clients from India and overseas. And for only for this session, we are going to take a company from I4.0 project from Chennai-based company. Yeah. And the company name is Lucas TVS. I think all of you heard about this company, very famous company, wherein I started my career, 1996. I joined there as through campus interview as a graduate engineer trainee. Yeah. And they got the Deming Award. In fact, highest quality award in the world, as good as the Nobel Prize for quality on 2004. Okay. If you see this company's background, they are producing a lot of auto ancillary for all OEMs in India. We take any car or trucks, all starter motors or alternators and the wiper motors manufactured by this particular company. And very traditional company, 1965 they started. And for today's discussion, we are going to focus only on starter motor. We are not getting into other products. Yeah. And it's a 800 crores company, and the majority coming from domestic customer, and something is coming from foreign customers, as well as they are doing very good in spare parts sales. And 500 employees, they are running on 2 shifts, and Chennai, and the profit margin 12%. So they have cutthroat competition from the foreign competitors. So the competitor for this company, Micro Bosch from Germany and Denso from Japan. So what happens right now? Everyone started the factory from India. Okay, so few decades back they were monopoly in India, but right now they are facing huge competition from foreign players. Okay. And the client base, all major auto original equipment manufacturers. For example, Ford Motors, Hyundai, Maruti Suzuki, and whatnot. Any major automobile manufacturers from India, they are the main customer. Yeah. And well-established company, and they have 20 different IT system used, and SAP is the major IT system, and they have almost all departments running seamlessly for last 70 years. Now, the challenge is how we are going to implement I4.0 for this traditional company. Okay. And to give the better idea about this company's purview, I'm going to run a small video so that you can able to visualize the factory we are talking about. Is that okay? And this is a product we are going to talk about today's session. And this is a starter motor, very important component for your car. You can buy 10 lakhs car, doesn't matter. Unless otherwise this particular starter motor start the car engine, you have to pull the car by hand. Okay. So yeah, probably I can play a small video to explain the working principles. There is no sound, but you can understand the working principles. Yeah, you are going to put the key in the car engine. Yeah, it's going to activate the solenoid, and it is going to pull the pinion. Yeah. See, the moment you put the car key in the dashboard, right, it's going to activate the solenoid, and the solenoid is going to pull the pinion, come out of that one housing, and it is going to start the car engine. Okay, within fraction of a second, it's going to retract and go back to the original position, and the entire operation is happening within few seconds. Okay, that is a function of the entire product. Very complicated product. It got armature made of the copper, and in the armature gone through the different sophisticated manufacturing process called as varnishing and soldering. This is a field coil. Yeah, this is a stainless steel pinion and aluminum housing. So, engineering technological aspect, it is a complex product. This product we are going to see, and we are going to apply all industry 4.0 components. Fine. Now, we go to the real case study. Yeah. So this is the marketing department. Okay. So he's saying that they got a very new issue to the company, and let us say no, Tata Motors they sold a new car. Let us say assume, okay, and the customer bought the latest car from Tata Motors, and he went to the next place for some distribution of for some ceremony. Let us say housewarming ceremony. Yeah. Unfortunately, the car didn't start. So the customer took the car to the local mechanic. He checked the car saying that there is some problem with the starter motor, not with the car. Unfortunately, the starter motor is supplied by our company. Okay. What is the main problem? Starter motor. Now, the customer is the millennial customer. Let us say 30 years old working for IT company. Obviously, he's very angry, and he opened the Facebook and putting all kind of nasty comments saying that don't buy this car, don't buy this product. It is not working even after the 1 month of purchasing the car, and become viral. So what happens? Some post become viral. No one knows why it is getting viral. Assume that this post, become viral. So what happens? Okay, this our case study company. Brand image got damaged in the market. Huge damage. Okay. Unfortunately, the current mechanism in place. They have traditional marketing department. Yeah, they're always working on phone as well as mail communication. Yeah, so they came to know the issue after only 2 months. After 2 months, they came to know 2 months back, some customer put the nasty comment in the Facebook about this Lucas TVS company, and it became viral. Many people across India came to know about the fault. Probably they will not buy the product anymore from the company. Okay. Now they have serious problem. The marketing department, okay, they want to have some solution in place. So someone put the comment in the Facebook within few minutes they won't understand or come to the notice. So what is the current situation? So there is no mechanism in place, but they want to go for the mechanism. So what we are saying to them, don't worry. Yeah. So we are going to produce the big data solution to them. We are going to see the solution now. Now go to this particular factory. The inside the factory there is a very important machine called as the varnishing plant. So you already seen the starter motor. The heart of the starter motor is the armature. Yeah. The armature unit should go through the multiple special process. One process is called as the varnishing plant. And unfortunately, this is the bottleneck machine. It means that for the entire armature manufacturing area, it is going to decide daily production rate. Yeah. And unfortunately, the machine is getting breakdown then and there. No one knows. In morning 8 o'clock, you are going to start the machine. 10 o'clock it is going to get breakdown, or 12 o'clock, no one knows. And in the process, it is going to affect the daily production rate. And they are facing the problem not today or yesterday, for last 10 or 15 years. And they are asking, is there any solution from I4.0? We said yes. And come to the quality, for the same varnishing plan, unfortunately the varnishing properties are not good. So a lot of rejection happened the moment they take out of the varnishing varnish from the varnishing plan. So the same varnishing plan, they are facing the quality problem. Yeah. And it is push them for manual scrapping work or rework, and a lot of customer complaints. Okay. This defective armature, if they go to the customer place, and they are going to face the problem within few months, right? And they are going to raise a complaint with the customer, the company, saying that my armature is not working. Can you please replace? And again, they are facing for last 15 years. And they have another big problem. So the main customer is Maruti Suzuki. They have a facility from, or main plant from Haryana. The place is called as Manesar. Yeah. And for this particular company, the Maruti is the biggest customer. And Maruti is saying that as per our policy, all vendors, including TVS Group and the Rane Group, they have to set up a inventory near to the place. Because Maruti, they want to follow the just-in-time delivery. All suppliers supposed to deliver the record product 1 day in advance. Okay. So in the process, all players, they set up the vendor managed inventory stores. And unfortunately, today they are, shipping everything from Chennai factory to the Haryana. The distance is close to, let us say, 1,500 kilometers. So almost 30% of the total product they are spending for the transportation activities. So the management is asking, we are talking about 3D printing, yeah, very innovative technology. Shall we able to produce the same starter motor from BMI area from Haryana? Okay, is there any possibility to leverage 3D printing? So our answer is, as a consultant, okay, for marketing problem, we are going to solve by a big data solution. And for the maintenance problem, we are going to provide IoT, data analytics, and big data. And for quality, we are going to talk about IoT and machine learning. And for production, we are going to talk about 3D printing. We are saying that we cannot produce the entire starter motor, but few spare parts definitely we can produce. In fact, we are going to see the solution for each and every issues we are talking about in the coming slide. Okay. And also, the store and finance, these people came to the management saying that, and in our stores, we are doing a lot of material research from the customers, suppliers. Okay. And we are doing the same activity for last 15 years. This is 3 chip matching. So when any supplier bring the materials, okay, your team will do the purchase order and the invoicing and the quality report, and they are going to match in the system. Then only the payment happen to the vendors. And similarly, if you go to the finance team, always there are 2 or 3 people sitting. Yeah, they will always open the company bank account. What is the total income for the day? What is the total expense for the day? We call it as the consolidation. Yeah. Again, same activity 365 days per year. Okay. They are asking, is there any solution from I4.0 to automate the work? They want to eliminate the manpower. Yeah. They want to deploy the people to some other area where they can do the innovative work. Yeah. And we said, yes, there is the answer. Yeah. And also the training. Okay. Unfortunately, what happens as per the latest trend, all companies, they are going to reduce the permanent employees. So our company, they are only have 30% permanent employees. Remaining 70% employees, they are floating population, like ITA diplomas. So they come to the company for 1 or 2 years contract, then they'll move away. What happens? Will be a constant flow of new joiners to the company. Okay. Now, anyone come to the company, they need to provide the proper training. For example, in our case, we'll take the welding training. Unless otherwise you give the proper welding training, the moment they go to the shop floor, they will do the all wrong activities. So a lot of rejection going to happen. So this company, they are providing, let us say, 1 month solid training. Then only they will send to the shop floor. Okay. And the moment you talk about training, it is a costly affair, because for welding, you need to have the training center, you need to have the qualified trainer, and you need the consumables. Yeah, welding rod, right? And you can do, let us say, 2 hours welding training, then you are going to consume 20 or 30 rod, each rod costing around 50 rupees, and overheads. So in the process, for 1 month's training, they are going to spend 5,000 rupees. So for 70% employees, they are going to spend, let us say, 18 lakhs training per annum. And they are asking the question to you: is there any possibility we can eliminate the manual training? Okay, answer is yes. Okay. So we are going to propose robotic process automation to address the particular issue, to automate the manual activities. And for training, we are going to talk about virtual reality. Okay. So what happens? Here we are talking about the actual industry problem, and we are going to explain how this I 4.0 technology component is going to solve the issues. So let us go one by one. Okay, this is the essence. So for marketing, social media problem, we are going to talk about big data. For maintenance issue, we are going to talk about big data, IoT, and machine learning. For quality problem from the same varnishing plant, we are going to propose IoT machine learning solution. For production, it means produce the same product near to the Maruti Suzuki place. We are going to propose 3D printing. And for store and finance, to automate the manual work, we are going to propose robotic process automation. For training, we are going to propose virtual reality. The last two we are not going to see today because of time crunch. Data science and blockchain. Let us go one by one. Let us take the 3D printing issue. What is the problem? The Maruti Suzuki, they are asking all vendors to set up the warehouse near to the place, within 5 to 10 kilometers vicinity. And right now they are sending all materials from Chennai factory. Okay. As I already told, the logistics is the main culprit for the entire product cost, because 30% product cost go for the logistics alone. Because it is going to cross almost 1,500 kilometers from Chennai to Haryana. Assume that if they are selling 5,000 rupees per starter motor to the Maruti Suzuki, 1,500 will go for the logistics, almost 30%. So they are saying that if they try to manufacture by 3D printing near to the same place, they are going to save 1,500 rupees from the product costing. Yeah. Instead of selling to 5,000 rupees to the customer, probably they can pass some benefit to the customer, saying that you take for 4,000 rupees, because we saved 5,500 rupees by 3D printing technology. Okay. Now let us see some details. So far in the world, okay, if we go to any company, we are following subtractive manufacturing. What does it mean? There is some raw material available, yeah, and there is some machining operation happens. We talk about milling or drilling or welding, and essentially we are going to remove some material from the raw material and make it as the final product. Just imagine any operation you are going to remove, either the spindle will rotate or raw material will rotate. They essentially removing the material and make the final product. This is called as a subtractive manufacturing. In the process, we are going to incur, let us say, 40% waste. Okay. And also, to complete this entire operation, we need to have the factory, right? You need a very big place, you need expensive machineries, you need skilled manpower, yeah, you need high voltage electricity lines, yeah. And also it is going to produce a lot of impact to the environment, a lot of carbon dioxide emission and poisonous emission to the nearby areas. Okay. The question is that is that necessity for any company to go for? The answer is no. Why no? We are talking about additive manufacturing, the complete reverse direction. For example, I want to manufacture this particular product, the final product. Okay. And here what I'm doing in 3D printing, yeah, I'm not going to eliminate the material from the raw material. In fact, I'm going to add it layer by layer. Okay, this is the raw material in the powder form, and in the machinery, what I will do, I will take some powder and I'm going to make one layer, and above that layer I'm going to make another layer. So in the process, I'm going to create the final product. What happens here? I'm going to remove the material from the raw material. Here I'm going to add one by one. So only 3 to 4% of waste going to happen from the entire additive manufacturing. We call it as 3D printing. Okay. And also, to run this additive manufacturing, I don't need any factory at all. In fact, from my house, okay, probably the machine could be around 4 feet to 4 feet dimension. That's all. And there is no carbon dioxide. Okay, there is no poisonous gas. Nothing. Okay. Complete opposite, green manufacturing. There is no impact to the whole environment. And in fact, this is the only one technology from the entire industry 4.0 questioning the very existence of the factory setup. Someone asked, by 3D printing can you eliminate the factory setup? The answer is theoretically yes. Okay. But if you talk about the other technologies like blockchain or IoT or RPA, it is talking about the periphery from the manufacturing setup. But 3D printing is the only technology going to question, should we really need it? Answer is no. But same time, it is subjecting a lot of constraint as of now, because of the speed of manufacturing, the size of parts. There are some limitation. But we see by next a few years or decade, it is going to become matured, and in fact, it is going to eliminate the expensive manufacturing process. And as I told it's extremely disturbing and the most promising component. Yeah. And other I 4.0 components affects the boundaries of the industry ecosystem, but this is the only one technology questioning the actual existence of the factory setup. Yeah. And it is going to eliminate a lot of manufacturing process in the future. Yeah. and the sky is the limit. Starting from pin up to the aircraft, we can produce the by the 3D printing machine. In fact, if we go to the Airbus is the second world largest plane manufacturer, right? As per the official statement, by 2050, the entire plane will be manufactured by the 3D printing machine, and the Airbus will not going to have any factory in the future in next 30 years. That is the aim. Okay. And if you go to Dubai, the two-story building, they build it on 3D printing technology. Okay. And in fact, you can buy a 3D printing machine from Chennai for 7,000 rupees, starting from 6,000 rupees, I would say. Yeah. And it doesn't have any limitation. But right now, in the current technology processes, you can't produce certain parts. For example, see this one. You can't just imagine from the current technology. It's not possible, but it is very much possible in the 3D printing, because I'm going to add in layer by layer. You put it in any complex structure, doesn't matter. 3D printing machine will produce. These are all lamp design or light designs. Okay. And this is my personal opinion. The way we are enjoying, let us say, a TV or washing machine for the house, in next few years, 3D printing become integral part of the life. In fact, I can go to the one step further. For example, we are using a pressure cooker from the house, right? And there is a pot called as a gasket. If it is goes wrong, what you will do, you will throw away or go to the shop and buy the gasket as spare parts, right? And I believe that going forward, if you have the 3D printing machine at your house, probably you will not go to the shop. Instead, you will download the gasket, drawing from the internet, and feed it to the 3D printing machine. And assume that it got the plastic or required raw material, and within 1 hour you are going to print our own gasket at your own place or own house. You need not go to the shops. If some poor people, if they can't afford, probably like the way we are operating internet center at each street, and going forward we are going to have 3D printing parlors, so the poor people can go there and tell the requirement, and the shop people will download the drawings from the internet, and they will print and they will give it to them. And yeah, so to demonstrate the applicability of 3D printing, we are going to take this particular part. So this is the whole, starter motor. I'm going to explain how this particular pinion part, yeah, how it is manufactured by the traditional manufacturing mechanism. The same part, how we are going to manufacture from the 3D printing machine. Okay. So I'll play a small video. You understand the current manufacturing process. We call it as the milling process. Yeah, so very sophisticated process, and you need a big factory, expensive machinery, and skilled manpower, and need a lot of consumable like oils or lubricants to run this particular machine. Now I'm going to demonstrate how we are going to manufacture the same part by 3D printing machine. Okay, here I'm going to talk about the plastic 3D printing machine and metal 3D printing machine. Let us play the plastic 3D printing. Yeah, and let us see how we are going to manufacture metal 3D printing like in stainless steel. This is called as laser sintering process. What happens? These, this is the powder, stainless steel powder raw material. Once the process is completed, we can take the raw material and go for another process. There is no wastage in the whole process. The same pinion, we've seen how easily we can manufacture in the 3D printing machine. The previous slide, we've seen how we manufacture in the traditional company context. Yeah, the nasty setup. Okay. Now we are going to give the recommendation to the management. What their expectation? They want to produce the entire part from Haryana. But what we told to them, okay, right now it is not possible to create the entire product from the Haryana. Why? Because there is some limitation. Okay. For example, here we are talking about armature and the windings. Okay, the armature, it is going through the lot of special process called as varnishing and so on. So this particular part, right now there is no 3D printing technology available. Okay. Right now for metal 3D printing, technology is matured in terms of stainless steel. Okay. So wherever we have the stainless steel component, definitely we can manufacture it from the Haryana. For example, this particular rod and pinion and certain parts we can do it. So this is a recommendation. Yeah. So approximately we can able to create 60% parts from Haryana, not 100%. And we already told about the reasons. Probably after a few years, once the 3D printing technology getting matured, probably even we can manufacture the entire product from the Haryana. And right now, we can start 3D printing, start printing the stainless steel products over there. Okay. So whatever spare parts they are going to ship from Chennai, probably they can stop it. They can start try out from Haryana. This is our recommendation. Okay. So what we did, we took a small part from the starter motor, the pinion, and we seen how we do from traditional manufacturing process and how we can mitigate in plastic 3D printing and stainless steel 3D printing. Okay. Now, come to this robotic process automation. So we go to the store and finance function. They are complaining. There are some people, they are doing the same activity 24/7. Okay, 7 days per week and 365 by day year. Okay, is there any way they can automate the manual work? Answer is yes. And before getting into this particular industry example, even we can apply the same RPA for the personal life. Okay, so this is my behavioral aspect. So every day morning I open the Times of India. I open the laptop. I enter the Times of India, and it is my regular practice to read the politics section. I always read the top 3 articles from the Times of India. So what happens? The moment I open the laptop, until I read the article, probably I will take 20 minutes. The 8:20 I will complete. Now, assume that if I write the RPA program, a small software program, I put it on my laptop, okay, and it is going to replicate the same activity. How it is? So if you open the laptop, always the 8 o'clock, it is going to open the browser. Not me, the software program is going to open the browser, and it is going to enter timesofindia.com at the top of the browser, and it is going to go to the politics section, and it is going to read all 3 top articles, and it is going to send the mail to my mail ID or send the WhatsApp message to my mobile phone. So what happened? The entire process will happen within, let us say, 2 or 3 minutes, or less than 1 minute. Depends on the different software you are going to use. Okay. So you can see here, this is my what can I say, regular activity. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Okay, wherever you find the rule-based activity, you can very well replace with the RPA programs. Okay. Now, why companies are going for RPA? In fact, this is the buzzword. All companies are doing RPA because the program, the software program, right, like a robot, it is going to run 24/7. There is no holiday, there is no tiredness, there is no bathroom break for this robot. But if you put the human being, they will work only for 8 hours, yeah, and they will go for different lunch break and tea break and so on so. And right now, when you compare with the human being, this software programs are almost 99.9% accurate. Put any human being, always they go for human errors. You can't avoid it. Okay? And also, whatever investment you are going to put for RPA, you are going to get within 1 year. The industry norm is 3 years. Okay? But here, within 1 year, I'm going to give a small example. Okay? Assume that the GRN, good receipt note. If you go to any big company, there are some people sitting on the store, and they will do that. Getting the product or invoice from the supplier, and they will match purchase order, supplier, and quality inspection report. Assume that for each transaction they are taking 6 minutes. It will take. We are going to take 3 different documents, go to different IT application and complete the transaction. If we take 8 hours per day, eventually they are going to put 80 transactions per day. That is a limitation. Yeah. Now, if we go for the RPA for the same function, okay, the program will take less than 30 seconds to complete one transaction. It means that whole day it is going to make almost 2080 transactions. See the comparison. One employee will do only 80 transactions. The RPA program, it will run 24 hours per day. It is going to do 35 times more productivity than the single employee. Yeah. And small numerical calculation. Assume that my company, we are paying 30,000 rupees to the employee. For 35 employees per year, I am going to pay 1.26 crore salary alone to the 35 employees. Now, if we want to replace all 35 employees, I need to shell out only 10 lakhs. Out of 10 lakhs, 6 lakhs go for software and 4 lakhs go for the coding. Just imagine. It means that within 1 month, I am going to recover the return of investment of my investment. Yes, every year I am paying 1.36 crore. 10 lakhs, it is going to run forever, next to 10-20 years. This is the classic example how RPA is going to replace the employees from the regular activities. We go to any IT company, let us say Infosys, they have 1,000 employees RPA practice. Wipro, they have around 800 employees RPA practice. And you can find a lot of tools from the industry, like AI Path is a free tool. Even you can download the AI Path and store it on your laptop, and you can configure the own personal program free. And there is program called as product called as Automation Anywhere and Blue Prism. The Blue Prism is a cognitive RPA. It means you can add intelligence like AI into the RPA programs, and these are reactive programs. It will do what it's supposed to do. Okay. And this is the typical way of company running. If you go to any operations or any office, always there is set of people or clerks. Yeah. Morning time they'll go to the office, they'll open the application, they can access ERP, depends on the access given to them. Yeah. And the near future, you can find out only 30% employees will be there. Remaining 70% work can be done by the RPA program. There is no more physical employee available. The RPA program will run on the back end, and it is going to do the same activity done by the human beings. Okay. Next 2 years, you are going to see from the industry, both from manufacturing as well as service sector. Okay. So come to the recommendation for store and finance function. So we are going to propose fully automated and no manual intervention solution with RPA. The solution could be, right now, going forward, suppliers need not come to the factory. And instead, they need to scan the invoice and send to the dedicated mail ID. If there is 1,000 supplier, all 1,000 supplier need to scan the invoice and send to the dedicated mail ID. And this particular mail ID is constantly 24/7 monitored by the RPA program. Okay. The moment RPA program finds some incoming mail, it is going to open the mail ID and is going to read the invoice by OCR technology. Yeah. And in the process, it is going to capture the critical information like supplier number, purchase order number, and amount, everything available in the incoming invoice. Yeah. Assume that it read from the incoming invoice. Now, it is going to open the ERP system like human being. Yeah, it is going to open. It is going to put the username password. Now, it is going to impose whatever data captured from the incoming document to the IT application. Yeah. And it is going to do the voucher matching. Okay, there is a purchase order number, and it is going to get the it is going to get the invoice number. It is going to fetch the purchase order number from the IT system, and it is going to fetch the purchase order inspection detail from the IT system. Now it will do the voucher matching. All goes well, it is going to recommend the payment process to the finance team. Otherwise, it is going to reject the invoice. The information go back to the supplier. What happens? End to end, starting from here until end, everything supposed to be run by the software program. There is no human being. Right now, if you go to any company, probably 4 or 5 employees will do the entire activities. Even if it is making some recommendation to the finance team, even finance perspective, you can automate the entire process. Whatever accounts payable process, we can automate the RPA. Okay. So this is a recommendation to the company saying that don't worry, for sales, stores, and finance, we are going to impose this particular solution so that you can replace the human beings and put it on some other function where they can apply the innovation or good work, I would say. Okay. So what happens? We've seen 2 technologies, 3D printing application and RPA application. Now, third one, we are going to go to the very interesting issue, the marketing issue. Yeah. What is the issue? A young customer bought the car from Tata Motors for 10 lakhs. I went to the native place. And unfortunately, car didn't start. I taken to the local mechanic. Local mechanic found there is no issue from the car. Issue is only the starter motor. And who manufactures the starter motor? We manufacture the starter motor. We are very, very angry. Put nasty comment. Now, fine. So if you go to any social media, right, and you always see the emojis, yeah, pictures and videos, text. Essentially, we call it unstructured data. By seeing the emojis, you can't deploy any data science program. The data science program will work based on the zeros and ones, numericals, right? By seeing the pictures, you can't make any information until otherwise you ingest the data, digest the data. Okay? Having said that, today world, 95% data available only in the unstructured data, and unfortunately, this unstructured data we can't use for any analysis purpose. We need to convert it to the structured data. What is the structured data? Zeros and ones. Okay? Now, the question is, you go to any company, the current IT system for the ERPs or some other system, definitely not capable to handle the unstructured data. Okay. That's the reason we want to go for big data platform. Okay. There are a lot of product available. The most famous one is Hadoop ecosystem. Okay. Now, to fetch the data from the social media to the big data platform, if we take in a Facebook, let us say, Facebook, they are selling application programming interfaces. Okay. Or some third-party developers, they can develop this particular API for your company. So essentially what it is doing, some customer mentions some comments about your particular company, and immediately the APIs will fetch the data and bring to the big data platform. It is going to watch 24/7. Okay. Now, to make our life very simpler, we are going to focus only on Facebook, and within the Facebook, we are going to focus only on the emojis. We'll try to understand the concept. Okay. Now, there are three kind of emojis. The first one is very happy, laughing emoji. Second one is moderate. Third one is crying. And definitely our customer belongs to this third one because he's not happy, he's crying. Yeah. Now, I'm going to do some, a numerical comparison. Any customer putting that, happy emoji, I want to give 5 marks. Okay, any customer not happy, I want to give 1 mark. Okay. Now, when the API is getting data from the Facebook, okay, before putting the data into that, big data platform, this conversion I will do. Okay, there are a lot of ways available. Next slide we are going to see. Okay, assume that, okay, so the data will come to the big data platform 5, 3, and 1, not the emojis, because the emojis got converted into the structured, way of data prior to that big data platform. Okay. Now, what happens here? I am going to write a business logic. Any customer not happy or any input from the Facebook in terms of emojis, if it is equal to 1, I understand that he is not at all happy. So I want to write a mail to the marketing team. It is going to the existing IT system because the existing IT system, they are going to manage the local Outlook mailbox, right? Immediately I am going to write a mail to the marketing president. What happens? The entire process, someone putting the comment in Facebook until the marketing president gets the mail, it will happen within 1 or 2 minutes. So what is the current step? Absolutely, there is no process in place, right? Reactive. Someone will make a call to the marketing saying that, hey, go to the Facebook, some customer put some nasty comment. So far, it is reactive, but it's a proactive one. Within minutes, the company comes to know some issues from the social media. Okay. Now, let us go to more details. Don't worry about this complicated structure. You focus only on 4 important words: extract, load, transform, and access. Okay, here we are talking about the Hadoop system. It is based on the animal structure. You see the elephant and the impala and different thing. Yeah, it is their nomenclature. And what is the source? For our case, we are talking about emoji from the Facebook. But in reality, for the big data, the input will come from n number of sources. If you go to the factory, all sensors, right? It is going to constantly streaming the data to the Hadoop system. Facebook, yeah, and 3-dimensional cameras. So practically speaking, endless input source to the big data platform. And here, for our case, we are talking only about emojis. Yeah. So we have 3 emojis, and our customer belongs to category 1. And as I already told, before getting data into this big data platform, we need to convert unstructured into the structured one. And a lot of tools available like OCR technology or Java programs or parsing. We call it as parsing. So that will convert the emojis into the numerical numbers. Assume that we completed the same, and this data going to this particular big data platform. So you ask a question, why there is a step called as extract need to be available in the big data platform? Why? Because okay, since it is common for all input sources, assume that there is a big factory, they have got 1,000 machines, all 1,000 machines fitted with one sensor. It means that morning at 8 o'clock when they start the factory, the 1,000 sensor going to transform or streaming the data to the platform. So there should be some provision available that is going to fetch all fast incoming data. We call it as veracity and velocity, yeah? And putting into the system. Okay, and this is a special tool to address the fast incoming data. In fact, one of the project we use the Scoop tool. Okay, the main idea is okay getting the fast incoming data in the numerical format and putting into this big data in the common file structure, because the data will come from PDF, data will come in videos or photos, and everything is supposed to be stored in the common file structure. We call it as Hadoop data file structure. Okay, simply storing the data, that's all. And here it is very important. Okay, I think in engineering we studied about the map reducer concept, so we are able to write some business logic here. So what is the business logic? If any input data from the customer from Facebook, if it is equal to 1, we understand it is not happy, and write a mail to the marketing president and put this to the company president. Okay, this kind of business logic I am going to write in the map reducer component from the big data. Okay, now here finally, okay, it is going to share the data with the outside world. Okay, what is the case for our case? IT system and analytics program. Essentially, if you take any big data, this is the simplest way of explaining the whole thing. Okay, there is some incoming data, convert into numerical one. This is unstructured and convert into the structured one. Okay, and store it in the big data platform and write the business logic, and it will do the expected outcome. Okay. Okay. Now, what is the recommendation? So we have the data to address the marketing problem, and anyone tries some nasty comments in Facebook, it is going to available to the company marketing within 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, drastic improvement, right? Yeah. Now let us go to the next two solutions. We are talking about maintenance quality. Okay, what is that maintenance problem? There is a very big machine available called as the varnishing machine, and it is getting grayed down then and there. Okay, it is available for last 15 years. They are living with it. Okay, the same varnishing plant, it is going to produce a lot of quality defective products. Again, they are facing with the last 15 years. Okay. And the solution could be big data, IoT, data analytics for maintenance problem, the IoT AI for quality problem. How the solution looks like? Okay. And to give the better idea, I'm going to run a small video about the varnishing plant so that you can able to visualize the plant. Yeah, this is the unloading process. So what happens right now? They are following weekly scheduled maintenance, and the machine is available only for 70%. Remaining 30% is not available because of breakdown issues. Okay. And what is the outcome? Consistent production outrage. They can't able to meet daily production rate. Okay. So what is the solution? We are going to propose IoT solution. Okay. So we are going to deploy the thermal sensor inside this particular varnishing plant throughout the backing zone, pre-backing zone, and unloading zone. Yeah. What happens whenever the temperature drops below the specified limit, let us say 100 to 120 degrees, and it is going to create the alert to the maintenance team. Okay. What happens? Someone understands something happened from the plant, immediately they will come to the plant and do the maintenance activity. Yeah, and so far they conducted the reactive maintenance, and this particular solution is going to give the proactive information to the maintenance and production team. So we can see the data in the next slide, solution in the next slide. What happens, the entire industry, there are three kinds of maintenance the paradigm available. And the breakdown maintenance is something reactive, postmortem. Okay. Right now, the industry they are doing preventive maintenance. You can see every weekend, whether it is machine is working or not, doesn't matter, they will go and do the maintenance activities. And in fact, it is also not a good one. So the industry is moving towards condition-based maintenance. See the actual condition of the machine. If something goes wrong, go and attend immediately. Don't wait until the end of the week. Okay? In fact, this particular solution, it is going to provide the capability for the company to go for condition-based maintenance, the highest maturity for maintenance activities. Okay? Now, this is a solution diagram for maintenance problem. Okay? We already seen what is the focus machine, varnishing machine. Correct? Think about bigger perspective. You go to any bigger company, let us say Ford Motors, they have 2000 machineries. Yeah? Out of 2000 machineries, some machines may be sophisticated machines like computer numerical control machines. Yeah? They got its own inbuilt sensor available, but unfortunately the data available only on the dashboard from the machine. We can't get the data outside of the expensive machineries. So in this case, what happened? Remaining 1900 machines, there is no sensor available, traditional machine. And unfortunately, most of the parameters are not captured from the traditional machine. So you have to put the sensor. Okay. Think about it. When morning time, when the factory operates, all 2000 machines got 2000 sensors. So the data is going to stream to the next process. Okay. Now the question is, you already seen the current IT system or ERP system is not capable to get fast moving or 24/7 data from 2000 sensors. That's the reason we want to go for the big data platform. Okay. See, our focus plant is only varnishing plant, but I'm giving the bigger picture to you. Think about bigger company, yeah, lot of machinery available. If they switch on all machineries, and it is going to stream the data. To get all data, we need to have the big data platform. Okay. Now come to our focus area. What is the focus area? Varnishing machinery. Okay. Now they have already some IT system in place. In the IT system, they mentioned the varnishing plant, name, let us say equipment 1000, yeah. What is that temperature tolerance for the varnishing plant? Let us say 120 to 140. So all the information are available in the traditional IT system. Okay. Now what happens if you want to leverage the big data platform? It is getting data from the sensor here. It is not sufficient. In fact, they need to get relevant information from existing IT system. Then only they can validate. What is the validation? Whatever incoming data, whether it is belongs to 120, 140 or less than 120. If it is less than 120, some problem. More than 140, some problem, right? To make the comparison, it is going to get data from the current IT system in place. Okay? And here, we are talking about sensor. How the sensor is working? Yeah. So we usually put different sensor for temperature or pressure or flow, and we are going to connect with the local PCB board or PLC control through wired connection. So all sensors supposed to be connected to the PLC or PCB board through wired connection. From there, it is going to push the data to the big data platform. Now, some companies will maintain the entire system on the servers within the boundaries, or some companies will go for the cloud. Okay, cloud means it is intangible. You can't find the server from the company, but it is going to maintain Azure or Amazon Web Service. Okay, it can be maintained somewhere else. So if any company is maintaining the same infrastructure within the own premise, it is called as on-premise, or they can go for the cloud services. Now what happens in our case, if any incoming data is violating 120 to 140 degree, immediately the big data platform, it is going to send the information to the maintenance team saying that something wrong in the varnishing plant, go and attend it. Yeah? And in fact, it is going to push the data to the current IT system, so it is going to raise the greater node orders. More formal means, informal means. Okay. Now what happens? Assume that we are going to collect the data for, let us say, 6 months. Okay. You have sufficient data for the varnishing plan. Now, I can start using the machine learning program. Yeah, I can put the regression analysis. Yeah, and it is going to predict. Okay, I got last 6 months data, and based on the past data, I am going to predict next month 14 the machine going to get breakdown. Why? Because I have the similar pattern for the last 6 months. And on 14th of next month, you are going to change part number A and B and C. Check the inventory availability. Why? Because last 6 months we already changed the part. So the moment you acquire the data, I'm going to leverage multiple, machine learning program to give more value proposition to the company. Okay, and also the accurate predictability, I'm going to enhance the machine availability to the entire factory. Okay, so this is the overall solution for the given problem. Okay, come to the quality inspection. What is the problem? Okay, this is a varnishing machine, the loading zone, preheating, heating, and cooling zone, and unloading zone. Yeah, so someone unloading the armature from the varnishing plant. Some manual inspection will happen, and unfortunately, lot of rejections are coming. Okay, now what is the solution? So I'm going to put a small 3D dimension camera here. Yeah, so that camera is constantly taking picture about the incoming armature. So in the IoT platform, I'm going to write the machine learning program. The machine learning program, I'm going to upload the good quality armature pictures, let us say 10,000 pictures, and bad quality armature pictures, let us say 1,000 pictures. Okay, so what happens whenever the 3D dimension camera takes the picture of the armature, it is going to send to this IoT or machine learning program, and it is going to check whether the picture belongs to the right one or wrong one. So it is going to follow the decision tree mechanism. We call it as supervised learning program. Okay, and based on that, it is going to say the armature is passed or rejected. So in this process, we are going to eliminate the manual inspection. Yeah, we don't want any manual quality inspector. Yeah, system will do it. This is a solution for the quality problem. Yeah. And finally, we talk about virtual reality. Probably, yeah, virtual reality. Yeah. So what is the problem? So we have a lot of floating population. We need to provide the proper training, and right now we are incurring 18 lakhs per annum. We want to eliminate with a virtual reality solution. Okay. So in fact, so I'm going to play a small video to show this particular solution. And in fact, one of our business partners, they developed this particular solution. Here he is doing the same welding activity. He is wearing this gadget on his eyes, and whatever he is holding, nothing but welding. You can see the parameters by next 1 minute.
Yes.
So he can do literally unlimited number of training programs. And whenever he is doing the training programs, all critical parameters like speed of the welding, angle of the welding, quality, everything can be captured, and it can be integrated with the IT system in place. So every day I can take the printout. This particular new employee did, let us say, 20 training programs today. Out of 20, 10 are working, 10 are not working. Yeah. And since it is virtual, there is no limitation. Think about practical perspective. If you want to do the real-time welding program, and you need to go for a lot of costing parameters, right? Because you need to have the real welding gun, and each training you need to put the welding rod. Each rod costing around 50 to 60 rupees. And here there is no such limitation available. Now sky is the limit. Okay. So come to this solution, we can propose, yes, don't worry about the training cost 18 lakhs. We can eliminate the manual training by the virtual reality training program. Okay. So what we've seen so far, so we took a case study company from Chennai. For marketing problem, we demonstrated how the big data are going to help to them. For maintenance problem, we have demonstrated the big data, IoT, and machine learning solution. For quality problem, we demonstrated IoT and machine learning, supervised machine learning. For production of certain spare parts, we talked about 3D printing solution. For store and finance to automate the manual activities, we proposed a robotic process automation. For training, we proposed the virtual reality solution. Okay. Now, Finally, I will take next 2 minutes to complete my session. Yeah. Yeah. So you may want to ask, yes, we understand the importance about I 4.0. Is there any helping hand available from the industry? The answer is definitely yes. Okay. So this is our perception. Irrespective of study, you are studying engineering. Okay. Within engineering, whether it is mechanical, electrical, or law, doesn't matter. Okay. And every stream of education supposed to have industry 4.0. It is there is no other way. Okay. And the moment someone acquired the industry 4.0, believe me, I'm in industry for last 26 years. So I was part of Wipro's campus interview panel for close to 7 years. Your profile will be very, very competitive in the markets. You will be stand alone in the markets. Okay. And in fact, as part of the PMC global system, recently we launched the Future Connect, the first industry 4.0 program in India, following the T model. Okay. What is that features? It is India's unique and premier industry 4.0 certification program. We follow the T pedagogy model. What is the T pedagogy model? Okay, if you see the top portion, there are 9 to 10 IoT industry 4.0 components, right? For each and every component, you are going through 10 sessions. Let's say 9 components, 90 sessions. And based on your capability, we are going to allocate one detailed program. For example, blockchain or data science. That is the vertical portion. So you are going to go through 90 hours horizontal training and 50 hours in-depth training on particular given technology and 10 hours capstone project. So 150 hours training program is first time in India. Okay. And in fact, many universities, they want to have it as a minor program. So they are offering BA computer science and we are offering industry 4.0 the minor program. And all our faculties are well-class industry experts and all PhDs from top institutions. And in fact, we are going to provide internship certificate. So as per AICTE norm, all engineering graduates supposed to have the internship certificate. And who are undergoing this particular training program, since they are going to complete 10 hours training program, we are going to do the internship program. Yeah. And this program is accredited by the Crescent University from Chennai. It is a joint certification from Future Connect and accredited by the Crescent University. Yeah. So there is a good program available. So anyone want to leverage, you are welcome. Yeah. So by this one, let me complete the training sessions, madam. I'm open for the question. Yeah. Yeah. The time is 2:50. Let me stop here. So anyone want to ask question? I'm more than happy to clarify.
Thank you, sir. It was indeed a very good presentation, sir. Now it's time for queries.
Yeah.
I request participants to post their queries in the chat box.
Yes, Vanati, thank you. We have got already some queries, sir, in the chat box.
Yeah, let me.
Yeah.
How do you find it, madam?
It's very, very fantastic, sir. Excellent presentation.
No. How do you find this the queries from the participants, madam?
From the chat
Yeah,
box, sir.
from the chat box, sir.
Yeah. 1 minute after. Yeah. Yes.
I will read out, sir.
Yeah, please. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. One of the question asked by Deepak. What are the threats involved in implementing Industry 4.0?
Can you please repeat, madam? What are?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What are the threats involved in implementing Industry 4.0?
Threads. Okay.
Threats. Yes, sir.
Fine. See, as I told we are into the industry for last 3 years. We are doing a lot of I 4.0 projects. Unfortunately, what happens, the companies, they don't want to trust emerging technologies. Yeah. See, the same companies, they are ready to invest millions of dollars to implement traditional IT system. For example, ERP, they're ready to invest 5 crores. But if you talk about, yes, sir, go for IoT or AI, it is going to provide a lot of value addition to your company. They are thinking twice because there is no proven case study available from industry. Everyone is talking in the papers, right? Even some companies they are doing at the proof of concept scale. No company implemented at the bigger plant level or company level. So that is the kind of resistance we found from the industry. Okay. Essentially, the management is supposed to change the perspective. Yes, we are ready. We are going to invest huge money on Industry 4.0. Okay. So that roadblock we are witnessing from the client. In fact, we are trying to convince the management, saying that don't worry, he give the small portion of work to us. We do the POC and prove the benefits to you. If you are happy, then we are going to do the horizontal deployment across the plant. the management commitment is a bigger roadblock as of now.
Yes,
Go to the
sir.
next
Yes,
question.
sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Can we implement this industry 4.0 for small scale industries?
Very good question. Who is asking the question?
Yes, one of the participants are named Vanati.
Fantastic. Yeah. As you rightly said, Maladi madam, the moment you talk about digital transformation, everyone thinks that it is meant for bigger companies. Yeah. And fortunately, the bigger companies got a lot of muscle power and manpower. But unfortunately, the MSME sector, like micro, small, medium industries, they are struggling for the survival. They're bleeding on daily basis. In fact, we need to take the I 4.0 solution to the doorstep to the MSME sector. Okay? And as part of our company's objective, we are developing two solutions as of now. The number one is IoT and cloud solution to address maintenance issues from the MSME sector. Okay, there is no investment, only 10,000 rupees investment, and every month they need to pay 500 rupees per sensor. Okay, they have the chance of selecting 25 different sensors for measuring 25 different parameters. Just imagine they have mobile application. Something goes wrong from the machinery, immediately they will get the alert in terms of phone calls or SMS or mails. Yeah. So we are developing the solution only meant for small companies. Let us say if they have 4 machineries, then 500 and 4 2,000 rupees per monthly billing rate. Yeah. Highly affordable. The next solution we are building for same MSME sector for addressing the raw material procurement. So we are developing blockchain based solution. So
Okay.
unfortunately, no one is focusing on MSME, but we are focusing. We want to help them.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Mhm.
Next question, sir. Machines are taking over, so where does that leave us? Asked by Mrs. Saundrabala.
Yeah, good question, madam. This is one of the famous question when I go for any international conference. Okay, so
Yeah.
one of the tension we noticed from I 4.0. Yeah, what happens if you go to any company, we can divide into two categories: skilled and non-skilled. The moment you talk about skilled, educated people, like diploma candidates, engineers, yeah, the unskilled means the uneducated people, but joined in the company working as the employees or laborers. Okay. What happens, in the I 4.0 program is demanding reorientation of the knowledge base. Having said that, the skilled people got the education qualification, and definitely they are ready to learn new technologies like IoT or that doesn't matter for them. Yeah. But think about this the lower category people, right? They don't have education knowledge. So we feel the I 4.0 will take some jobs from the unskilled labor. Okay. And what is the answer? We don't know the answer. We need to wait and see the time, how the industry 4.0 going to affect unskilled labor's employability. Yeah. In fact, I can give one example to you. I met a person from Chennai, is a German company's CEO from Chennai plant. And recently, his German headquarters, they asked him to implement complete digital transformation. Okay, right now, he got around 500 employees. He said, if we implement the digital solution, probably, half of the employee I need to sack or terminate. Okay, but in India, implementing 100% I 4.0 is not a practical option. Okay. Otherwise, I need to sack 250 employees, and even some reason to the German headquarters saying that it is not the right time, so he postponed the decision. Why he postponed the decision? He don't want to sack 250 employees. All 250 are in hard labors. Okay. So always in a management will take a balanced call. Which area they need to go for IoT, Industry 4.0, which area they cannot go for Industry 4.0. For developed countries, it will make a lot of sense. But developing countries like India, where employability is the main criteria, we can't go for 100% Industry 4.0 implementation. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. One more question, sir. How much does it cost to implement an I 4.0 solution?
This is an umbrella question. It depends on the context. Okay, for example, we talk about the MSME solution, yeah, and to implement our solution for any MSME company, they need to invest only 10,000 rupees initially. Just imagine, 10,000 rupees. That's all. Okay, they are going to get the world-class I 4.0 solution, and every month they need to pay based on the sensor usage. 10 sensors, 5,000 rupees. That's all. And everyone feels that the moment you talk about I 4.0, you talk about in terms of millions or lakhs. That is a myth. Okay, and we are going to break the myth from the industry. It is very, very affordable. Okay, the company is going to pay, let us say, 2,000, 3,000 per month for 5 or 6 sensors. Again, come to the question. It is umbrella question. It depends on your scope of the work we can propose. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Next question was asked by K. Manoharan, one of the participants. What is e-commerce?
See, e-commerce means taking the traditional brick and mortar experience to the internet platform. For example, if you want to buy the laptop from laptop for myself, and 5 years back, so I have to visit to the nearby shop, Dell shop or HP shop, right, and choose the right option. But right away, right now I can open the Amazon. Yeah, I can find everything from internet. I can find the different product catalog. I can take the decision right away. The product will come to my place. I'm talking about consumer e-commerce activities. Even companies, they gone for the e-commerce procurement activities. Yeah. So they are sourcing across the world right now, all procurement activities, and everyone belongs to the e-commerce activities. Yeah. The e-commerce essentially taken, what can I say? It's removed face-to-face interaction for any procurement or sales activities, and everything happens through the internet. Got it? Yeah.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Another question asked by him only, sir. Does the 3D printing machine cost more energy?
No. It's recently I went to Chennai vendor. They are operating from Adayar opposite IIT. I saw a machine for 7,000 rupees. Amazed. Even the mobile phone we are paying for 10,000 rupees, right? The entry level 3D printing machine is 7,000 rupees. If we want the decent machine, let us say a bot maker from US or China, it's 35,000 rupees. It's a fantastic job. If you want to go for metal printing, 1.5 lakhs. Highly affordable, I would say.
Okay, sir. Thank you. The next question asked by Frederick. Does this I 4.0 reduce the job offers for the people?
Unfortunately, no. Why? Because the moment you talk about I 4.0, we are talking about 9 different industry vertical, blockchain industry, IoT industry, right? Each industry got its own potential. It is going to create thousands and lakhs of job opportunities from India. Okay. Now, see that in a flip side, if you go to the industry and implement the I 4.0, yes, there will be some employment reduction. But the employment generation by virtue of going to the different industry vertical for different components will oversee or subside the negative portion of the employment opportunity. In a nutshell, it is going to create lakhs and lakhs of new employment opportunity for Indian people.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Is Industry 4.0 focus on safety issues in a factory? Next question.
Absolutely. Recently, we did a workshop for BHEL, Trichy, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, the boiler manufacturer, Indian government entity. Yeah. So what they told, right now they have a lot of aged employees because all employees joined 1970s and 60s. Yeah. And many times they got into heart attack or some kind of unconscious state of mind. Yeah. So what we proposed, so we are going to propose, let us say, IoT based watch to them. Yeah. The IoT based device will constantly watch the pulse rate and other vital human parameters. Okay. And it is constantly connected to the local device over there, the common device. Okay. What happens? Some employees got, let us say, less pulse rate or less some other vital parameters rate. It is going to inform to the HR team saying that this is a plant, this is a department, and there is an employee, his pulse rate is coming. Okay. What happens? To proactively go to the area and take the employee to the further medical treatment. One example. Yeah. And also another example, right now in big factories, a lot of material movements happen. Okay. Sometimes the material movement trucks will collide with the human beings. It is going to kill the human beings, or even legs or the hands will get injured. Okay. By using the IoT, yeah. So we can make a system saying that any machineries comes to the human being. Okay, it is going to make an alarm to the employee saying that keep away. So this is a way we can reduce the accident in the factory context. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you. It's human versus machines. Who would run the factory in the future, sir? A question asked by Gayatri.
Fantastic. See, fine. it is very unrealistic to assume that machine will overtake human being. Okay, the I 4.0 system, even you talk about AI, it could be a sophisticated slave for us. Okay, so definitely, near future for next few decades, machine will not able to overtake human brain power. Having said that, the human will be the ultimate deciding factor for industry 4.0. We will decide what to do, what not to do. Machine cannot decide. Okay? Yeah. Go ahead, madam. Next question.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you tell how Industry 4.0 is different from 3.0?
Okay.
One of the
In
participants asked.
3.0, we talked about one emerging technology, that was invention of microchips. Okay, but Industry 4.0, easily we are talking about 10 different components. Correct. The question is, whenever you go to the industry, the people are getting confused. The IT man, I agree. Which one we want to implement? Okay, we go for the sensor or data analytics or augmented reality, virtual reality, 3D printing. There is a huge confusion happen from the industry because of so many technologies available. And also, there is no leader and follower. If I find the leader, for example, in Germany, I can go to the Germany, I can get the use cases. Okay. Even Germany, they are also implementing all technologies in letter and spirit. Okay, that is the main difference. 3.0 one technology, 4.0 multiple technologies. It can grow like anything. Probably next year it could be 12 or 13. Next year 15. No one can able to control it. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Next question asked by Kesavi Kumar. Can we make power electronic converter manufacturing 3D printers?
I'm not an electrical person, madam. I think
Yeah.
I'm not sure I can able to answer the question because I don't know the subject.
Okay.
I don't know the subject. Yeah.
It's okay, sir. Okay, no problem. Next, what is the cost of such a 3D printers? Okay,
7,000
this one
rupees
also.
starting. Yeah.
Okay, sir. One second. Please, next question posted by Manikandan. Say any one name of industry e-commerce platform.
Industry e-commerce platform. Okay, fine. I think the Coffee Auction Board of India. So there are a lot of coffee, what can I say, farmers from Karnataka, right? And so far they conducted the physical auction in Bangalore every day. I think Friday, foreign buyers will come to the Bangalore, and Indian coffee farmers, they had one-to-one discussion and sell the coffee beans. And right now, the government of India recently launched an online coffee auction. It means that the farmers can log in from the home. Okay, they can fix the price. This is my coffee bean quality. This is my expected revenue per quintal or ton. Are you ready? Okay. This is the one example launched by the government of India to automate manual procurement activity to the online procurement activity. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
What are the risks involved in implementing Industry 4.0? I think you have answered for this question.
See, there is
What?
no risk, only benefit. Unfortunately, one of the constraint is there is no qualified I 4.0 people available from India who knows subject very well. Yeah, there is a lot of scarcity. We have a lot of engineering graduates, but are they eligible or capable to implement I 4.0? That's a question mark.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. Next question, sir. Affiliated marketing is done via internet. Is that can be considered as a Industry 4.0 program?
Come again, madam.
Yes, sir. Affiliated marketing is done via internet. Is that can be considered as a Industry 4.0 program?
See, that is not part of Industry 4.0. Indeed, it is part of the digital solution, umbrella name, but not part of I 4.0.
Yes. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. Next question asked by Aditya, sir. Challenging aspect of implementing Industry 4.0 techniques is the IT security risk.
Absolutely, yeah. See, that is another problem. If any company want to go for complete I 4.0 or smart factory, then they are at the mercy of the competitors. Yeah, they can easily log into your company network And in fact, there is a case study from Germany. Okay? There is a pure smart factory operator from Germany. What happened one fine day? The competitors got access to the German factory and they artificially enhanced the boiler's pressure, very big pressure from the plant, and the boiler got accident. And how someone from the competition team they engineered the accident through the network. Okay, in fact, that was one of the classic example of the security breach across the world. Okay, and as rightly said, the moment you talk about I 4.0, we need to give a lot of importance to cyber security. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. That's all. We can end up the questions.
Sure.
Over to Anati.
Thank you, Harita ma'am. Thank you, sir, for sharing valuable information. A small announcement to the participants. Feedback link would be provided in the chat box. I request all the participants to fill it up, which will be considered for attendance. I repeat, feedback link will be displayed in chat box. Kindly give your feedback.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Now, I would like to call Mr. Manigandan to give vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening to all. It is my grand privilege and honor to propose vote of thanks in this webinar series hosted by Department of EEE. First and foremost, on behalf of Department of EEE, we convey our gratitude to our correspondent ma'am, Dr. K. S. Lakshmi, Secretary ma'am, Dr. K. S. Babai, Principal Sir, P. K. Suresh, Dean Academics, K. Umarani ma'am, for their continued support and encouragement for the conduct. Our heartfelt thanks to our beloved speaker, Mr. Alagiri Govindswamy, for making an excellent presentation with a live example and making this webinar a very meaningful and interesting. Our participants really enjoyed, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I would also thank our beloved HOD madam, Mr. Soundra Bala, for her follow-ups, guidance, and moral support. The workforce
Sir, we lost your voice.
Finally, I thank the wonderful participants who have turned up in such great numbers. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm and cooperation. Of course, we expect this enthusiasm and cooperation for further future events. Thank you once again. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Over to Anadi, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. We have come to the end of today's event. Now you can see a feedback link which is displayed in the chat box. Participants, please give your feedback, which will be considered as the attendance for today's webinar. So don't forget to fill it up. It is in the chat box. So you'll be getting your certificates through mail only after filling up this feedback form. So I thank all the participants for your active participation in this webinar program. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you so much. சார் கிளம்பிட்டாரா? எப்படிம்மா அந்த நேரத்துக்கு காயத்ரி கரெக்டா வெளியில போயிட்டு?
Ma'am, we are still online live.
ஓகே ஓகே, சாரி சாரி.
I hope everyone would have noticed the feedback link. Please fill up it.
Bhaskar sir. Sir, participants asking, can you please share the link again? Dear participants, if you get the link, you can leave the chamber. Dear participants, hope you all get the link. Still any queries? Anybody wants the link to be posted again? Okay, fine. If you get the link, you can leave the room.
ஆமாம் மேம்.
Over to Anati.
ஆமாம் மேம். ஓகே மேம், ஓகே மேம்.
I think some of our students only in the line means, I think. Shall we end up, sir, Bhaskar sir?
Yes, ma'am.